Welcome back to the Etc. Podcast. I got my co-host Mark here. I'm Victor. How are you feeling today, Mark?
I'm feeling pretty all right. Kind of tired, honestly. I was up late as shit.
Did like a 7-hour stream.
I know. I didn't realize it just happened. And then on top of that, like I tried to sleep in just a little bit, but with this like snow and whatnot. All right, so you're probably gonna be like, what the hell? But I still have like my AC in my window. I don't know why. I was supposed to take that out like months ago. I don't
Might
know
as well
why.
leave it there now. It's gonna be
At this
spring.
point, that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, I still like, if the snow's gonna keep hitting like it did, this morning or however it was, I'm gonna be annoyed even tomorrow. Trying to wake up because it was hitting, like the snow was hard, like it was
Hail.
like hail, and literally it was hitting that metal, and it's right next to me, and all I kept hearing
Ting,
was
ting,
that.
ting, ting, ting,
Yeah,
ting.
and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't sleep, yo. I was so upset. I just woke up and I was just like, just staring at my like ceiling, like I'm up. I can't do anything at this point. I'm up. So
Yeah.
did that, woke up, and I shoveled, and then I made some food, and then I was like, you know what? I just want to let's bang this out because I kind of like I'm doing my day now, so let's just get it.
So here we are now, and a lot has it's just kind of been one main story in the past week, one or two. One being the whole GameStop thing and like how that came about. It's for y'all that, I mean, it's kind of hard not to know at this point, but for y'all that don't know, basically GameStop had been on a downturn for a minute now just because of like the switch of like just people downloading games and like the new consoles even coming out with, I just dropped my AirPod case. The new consoles coming out with discless versions, kind of like effing over like any GameStop type of store. And I'm just gonna grab this as I talk. Oh shit. Okay.
So my co-host Victor here as he grabs his AirPod case.
So basically, the stock for GameStop had been like super cheap for a while now, and that's also has to do with like the hedge fund, like big name, like investors, people who do this for a living, kind of like controlling like the price or manipulating the price a little bit. Yeah. And planning to like kind of do something with that. And a bunch of Reddit / Discord like forums caught onto that, ones that are like into investing and like collectively decided like, yo, we're going to like do this, like manipulate it back, like just buy it. Now there's like $5-6, get it to blow up and sell it and make a profit or do whatever. Mm-hmm. And that worked. And people started freaking out, especially other people were like I said, do this for a living, had to they either like shut down or went out of business or like things like that.
Yeah. So like I remember supposedly hearing, well, kind of like the breakdown, like you were saying, they were manipulating. And because of all that, like you said, the Reddit and Discord forums and everything, everybody started catching on. So they ended up buying their share of it. And the whole issue was that the bigger, like you said, the hedge companies, like they, were borrowing that stuff. And eventually, well, basically that's how stocks is and stuff like that. And initially they bought it. I think it would be like, I'm trying to remember how I heard it. It was like at a lower price, but then since the price ended up going up now and whatnot, they kind of like have to pay now more and they can't get it back because of how high it is. And all those big name companies are kind of like freaking out because now they're like, they can't get any, like, it's just shit for them. So everyone's just saying like, hold the line, like don't sell it
because like the fact that it worked and it caught people off guard and like so this a big like one of the bigger companies that I guess is more widespreadly used is Robinhood. So that's where it was happening on for the most part, and Robinhood like blocked it off. So basically the Reddit, like the smaller people, like people on our level, did what these rich people have been doing for years. And they flipped the script on them. People start freaking out, and Robinhood basically cut off anybody from buying it, or most users from buying it and selling it, or not just buying it. And the Robinhood CEO was like, "Oh, like this is for like security measures, all this other BS," and everybody's like, "No, like you're trying to save these people, and basically you're corny for that, and you're trying to lie to us about it." And it's just clear as day that that's the case. The reason being is like they said, "Oh, it's for security purpose. Like the market's risky right now. We're trying to protect our users." It's like you don't need to protect us. 1, 2. When you think about it, if you were really trying to protect anybody, you would block out buying and selling.
Yeah.
You only blocked out buying, so the little people can't buy more,
Yeah.
but you allow the people who made money already to sell it that way that the people with bigger money can buy it back.
Buy it back. Yep.
So it's very clear what you're doing. And I'm currently in the process of getting out of Robinhood. I'm just waiting. So basically, since all this stuff been going on, it's been like dramatically just going up and going down to the point where it's just like, you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm waiting for it to go back to where I basically get my money back and I'm going to sell out and move somewhere else.
True.
My only struggle with it right now, because like that happened and I was like, damn, like I didn't hop on it. So I didn't get to buy GameStop, but I bought Nokia, BlackBerry, AMC, and like I put money in that and I had some money left over and I put it in Dogecoin. And
Dogecoin been fluctuating.
But I bought Dogecoin when it was at like 0.00007 of a cent. So I put $10 in it.
Got like,
and I have almost 1,500 shares in it.
Yeah.
So if this even goes to like $1, I'm turning $10 into 1,500.
Yep. Basically.
And if it goes to the level of like Bitcoin in like years, Mark, we out. We eating dinner. I'm taking everybody out to dinner.
I haven't did it yet, but I wanted to go and do it, honestly.
Now it's because I mean it's not as cheap as it used to be, but it's like it's like at 2 cents or whatever.
Yeah, it's still
almost 4 cents right now.
If you think about it, it's still reasonable, but you know, you could put something. I could put something in it, honestly. Get something out of it. I was just like, I was seeing it, and I was just like, yo, like, I keep hearing about it, and I just didn't hear about it soon enough, you know? So
yeah. So right now, everybody's kind of making that switch to a different place. It's called Webull. That's been like the new Robinhood, I guess.
I feel like I've heard that.
People have been posting it. And like even in my Twitch chat, we were talking about the whole situation and like with Ricky and A-Rod and a couple other people that hopped in. And they were like, yo, like either they weren't in Robinhood yet, they wanted to invest, but like after all this, they wanted to like not use Robinhood, or some people were in it and didn't know where to go next because like they were kind of upset with how they handled it. So like I found the Webull and I'm gonna look into a deeper and prime move to that. My only struggle right now is that like I looked into it and Robinhood doesn't have a way to transfer out crypto.
Yeah.
And I basically will have to hold on to my Dogecoin on Robinhood until then because I don't want to sell it because I got it for so cheap.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you probably have, I guess, just that, you should be fine. I mean,
but like as far as my stocks, I'm getting out of there. I already use multiple other apps. Like I use Acorns and I have like M1 Finance, which is like a Roth IRA type thing. But like in terms of like buying individual stocks just for the hell of it, I'm getting out of Robinhood. But it's been kind of crazy. I love this in a sense because like I feel like even now people still take the internet as a joke until stuff like this happens. Like people are like, like it's a bunch of like trolls or whatever. But like trolls literally cost people billions of dollars just by coordinating something small.
Yeah, people don't understand that like that we like I guess the smaller people have the power to do something like as easy as anybody else, as long as we just like literally just focus on it.
Like we have so many numbers that we could just disrupt anything we want. It's like people compared it to like the actual like the Occupy Wall Street thing, like back in the day, just like online. And I thought it was so tough.
Yeah.
But then when I saw like the thing with GameStop, I was like, damn, like why didn't I like out of all things? Because like in Robinhood, I bought stuff that like is just more just like things that I like or companies that like I use on a regular, and I'm like, why didn't I have any GameStop? And then you look at like it shows like a chart of like how the price has been fluctuating from like as far as like a year to months to whatever you could break it down. When it started happening, it was like the 28th, 27th of January. And then if you scroll back like a couple of days, it was literally like
shit,
like $16. And then like 3 days later, it was $3.50. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like and there's people like, yo, like I put this much in the GameStop. Like I'm up. Like,
yeah, I need to get more into it because that's literally just like people who literally do that shit. I mean, I wouldn't even say really for a living, just people that are really interested kind of in it and just, you know, pay attention to it. It's like to literally be there that day to see like, oh, it was 16, and literally 300. You're just like, oh shit.
It's interesting, bro. I've been doing it since like when I turned like 18, I was old enough to start. I sent y'all links before for it too, but y'all ain't signed up. Y'all ain't give my free stock.
I was 18, bro, and that John was like, my birthday, I got too lit that year, and then after that, it was just like I don't know what happened.
I'm just like, y'all, like, be smart with y'all money and invest in some shit.
No, I always did like stock though. For like 100%, I always did like stock. Even my aunt at one point, was like getting me like she had gave me something at one point. I don't know if it was like for my birthday or something like that. It was something where she was like, I was able to like pick like I think like 3 companies to get like a free stock thing or something like that. And like, I ended up doing that at one point. So I was like, I was always into stock. It was just that I never had the like motivation to like constantly keep doing it and keep up with it because it was just like, I wasn't sure at the time exactly how to like really go about it. Cause it's not like I have anybody really, I would say like in my family, I guess that's like really into it. So it was kind of like, I didn't really know just myself really how to.
You gotta look into it yourself, bro.
Oh no,
I used to be like by myself figuring this shit out. Nobody, we in a Hispanic family, ain't nobody here investing in stock. Like I'm trying to teach myself. That's why I used to like hit up you and Quinn in the group chat, and I would send that shit, be like no reply, like, oh, but what y'all trying to do though? I'm like, all right, I'm trying to put y'all on, and y'all just
trying to hang out, bro.
I'm trying to help y'all out, like.
Don't worry, we're all gonna make money.
but yeah, that whole situation is crazy. I think it's probably one of the greatest stories of like 2021 and it's already started. Like once we hit like December, people are like, yo, like remember when we like shook up all this stuff? Like
the tables are turning.
Yeah.
On 2021.
It's insane. And I mean, and even like it's also sad too of like how exposed things came out, like how much we expose stuff. Cause like it just shows how easily like they can just break the rules. Cause like what Robinhood did was like illegal. So
I was remembering. Yeah, I forget it. Yeah, it was just illegal the way they were like kind of like,
Or even if technically it's my bad, but even if it's technically not illegal, it's just shady. But
yeah,
somebody's like, oh, well, technically they can do that whenever they want. It's like, all right, but
the way they were doing it though was
like the timing, and then to act like I just hate the lying, like to just be like
that's big companies.
To just be like, no, it's not about that at all. It has nothing to do with these $billion people that fund their company telling us to stop them. Not at all.
Yeah, like literally the people that keep you up are the people that you're trying to save. Like, I don't know.
It was so corny to me.
It's a whole circle. That's why the stock market is so like, it's so scary and so, risky because of shit like that, Only the big people who literally know how to manipulate it are the ones who literally constantly, are up to date with it and whatnot because they literally have their foot in the door with all like those companies and all those type of things. Like it's just easy for them. It's
a major dub. Also, in other good news, which I just got charged for it today, our studio opened back up. I got an email. It's like, oh, your bill for this month. I was like, oh yeah.
So what if I decided not to go back?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, too bad.
I'm like, oh, rent just got pulled out of my account. Okay. But good news. This is probably the last time we'll be in a Zoom meeting for a while at least. We'll be back in the studio per usual, hopefully getting guests or doing what we do, at least being in that space and, making things look nice. And you don't have to look at my bed set anymore and stuff like that.
Or my bags in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
My lamps, my Puerto Rican flag, everything.
We'll be in a studio space again where things look cool and professional. And yeah, that's dope.
I just want to see Victor's face.
Yeah. Mark, you'll be getting the half of the bill in the mail.
What? You said you got me with the Dogecoin.
That Dogecoin money.
You said you got me, right?
Those 12 cents that I made.
Exactly.
What was I going to say? But yeah, that's cool too. That's exciting to finally get out and have things go back to normal again, even though I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know if we're going to get sent back home again.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, what's crazy is that you really haven't seen anything like too crazy as far as like, cases as much.
Because that's because they're not talking about it though.
That's what I was going to say. They're probably not talking about it. And not to mention it could really go back just because of like I've been seeing a lot of like things like event wise things and like a lot of people
drawn like
and they're just like shoulder to shoulder breath contact like
people don't care, man.
I'm like, yo, you don't understand, like everything outside is like my room, like these walls are my outside, like
is nobody peeping masses of people walking into these hookah bars that aren't supposed to be open? Like
I'm seeing people that I follow, they're like on vacation, going out like to Florida, Miami. I'm just like, yo, like, just it's okay. Just wait. Just wait. like my God.
Like as much as I want to travel, I don't want to travel right now because you can't even enjoy it to the full extent. Like there's so many restrictions to be paying this money and go out and doing this stuff. Like
exactly. Like you probably don't realize it, but yeah, you're probably getting charged like way more than you should for certain things that you normally wouldn't. And it's no point. Like just wait. It's okay. Like
funny thing, we have every like we eat online from school. Most of us are working from home. I have every opportunity to hop on a flight and just do the same stuff I'm doing here in another place. But it's just like I don't want to go to Disney World and wear my mask in line for 4 hours. Like I want to go to Disney World, but I want to I want to go to normal Disney World. I don't want to go to this Disney World.
You don't want to go to Disney World. Well, I think we could probably still do it, but the 6 feet.
Yeah.
but I don't want to have to worry about all these like constant things happening, as far as like, oh, you can't go in the gift shop, only like 5 people allowed. Sitting out there in the scorching sun, like, okay.
Like it's not even enjoyable at that
Timmy
point.
to get his Mickey Mouse.
I would love nothing more to all of us to go out and like just get a big ass table and go out to dinner or something like that and all just chill. But like this is just not the time for all that. Like
and again, it will happen just
in time if y'all just relax. If we all just the same way we just did that for freaking GameStop, we can stop all of this so easily.
I don't get it. I guess it is crazy, to say that that's literally how hard it is for people to like kind of step away from like human interaction. It's like people just like need it. And it's true, we need human interaction, but like be responsible, be responsible with it. Like if you want to chill with your friends, I mean, chill at home, I guess, or
like Florida and like Miami and Atlanta is like, it's like COVID is not even a thing. Like the people that I follow that like are in Atlanta or like people that I see going to Atlanta, just going to like clubs and like they're literally like it's normal as hell. And another thing, I've been watching like the NFL playoffs. These stadiums are full, like it's a regular thing. Like I don't know if you've peeped, but I was watching the Kansas City versus Buffalo game in the Kansas City stadium. I think the Packers stadium for the Bucks game. Like yo, it literally just looks like, when you watch a game and like it's raining out, so it looks a little emptier. It literally looks like that. Like there's like every other seat is empty, but it's still packed. Like, yo, it looks like everybody got up to go get snacks and like they're coming back. Like that's how empty it is. It's not even that empty.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. And I think like it's going to even be worse because, the Super Bowl and everything like that.
I don't even know what they're going to do with that. They didn't even have the Pro Bowl this year, but I don't even like, they're going to have to, I don't even know if are they going to allow people in? I'm assuming they are.
Yeah, I think they are because I've heard, like, I've been watching like streamers, like, like Nick Merckx, Tim, like they said they want to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm just like, I guess it's happening. I guess
it is a dope Super Bowl.
You can buy tickets and shit.
But my also thinking is like the performance, because The Weeknd is doing it this year, which is kind of cool.
It's cool for him, but I just don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. But also like that, usually they have like the fake crowd on the stadium. Like, is it just going to be just him performing on his own? Like, I don't know what they're going to do. Are people going to be in masks holding a can of Pepsi?
Man, they're going to do a hologram of him. He's just going to be at home.
With his bloody nose and gauze and whatever the hell he be doing now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's a creative artist.
Bring back House of Balloons The Weeknd. Bring back Thursday The Weeknd.
Bring back those nights you're just, chilling in your room.
Bro, I had no business being like in 7th grade, 6th grade, listening to this man.
So I'm saying you would just be at home, probably doing your homework, and you just got this.
I was in my feelings, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just like you're in your room, just like door closed. You just staring at the ceiling, probably vibing out, probably on Kick or something. You're just vibing out,
bruh. House of Balloons, Echoes of Silence, Thursday, like I don't even know about the trilogy. All y'all talking about, a trilogy. I don't know about the album. That album don't exist. I know Echoes of Silence. Shit. Anyway, I think that's actually a good pick for the Super Bowl. Usually I'm just like, yo, why? Like last year, it's like, I get it was in Miami or whatever, or Florida. It's in Florida this year again, isn't it? Because last year they had it in Miami. I guess now they have it in Tampa. Because last year they had Pitbull and Shakira and J-Lo. So there was like a Miami one. Man. And now they have it in Tampa, so they're gonna, I don't know, whatever. Just cool. But they be having way too many people at those games.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's another thing I want to talk about that I was like got into. So you know how last week how we had this whole I don't know. I'll just make it brief because like I don't want to make this super long. Because whatever reason, Instagram doesn't want to upload our podcast anymore.
I've seen that. I get notifications where it says now it's ready to be like.
I've been so annoyed. Like I've opened it like 10 times, rendered it like 1,000,000 times. Instagram's just not effing with us. For what, and look at the requirements and everything. Like the file's not too big, the video's not too long, like all of it. And it's just being annoying.
Yeah,
but
I don't know what it could be.
So I'm trying to keep this podcast, like 30 minutes maybe. Hopefully they don't give us a hard time. But because anytime it gets longer, like the file size, I don't know, man. I'm sick of it. I'm really upset because like.
I honestly couldn't think of like what it would be on, like, because like we never had the issue before, and those would be even longer.
Yeah, we used to be doing like 40 minutes, like sometimes if it.
I couldn't understand exactly. Maybe it's how long has that recently has that happened? Has it happened since we've been doing this? Like,
no, it's probably been like the last 2 or 3, like last 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, I mean, that is kind of like the whole Zoom, but I mean, we did a couple before that as well.
Because we did 2 interviews, and then we did 2 in our own that came up.
And those are fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But anyway, what I want to get into, so last Thursday, we did that whole ranking cartoons thing. Mm-hmm. And then I also fell down this YouTube rabbit hole of conspiracy theories for like cartoons. And I want to throw some out to you and see what you think. So, let's see where I should start. Do you want to do
this now or do this for a Thursday video?
No, I'll do it now. So, and then Nettie, which is one that I actually like thought about before I used to question.
I think I've heard a lot of some of these though, because I know I've heard about an Ed and Eddie one before. Just so saying, I'm probably sorry.
So this one is said basically is in Ed and Eddie, the entire cast is dead, and they're in purgatory. So basically meaning that like since they're like always the same age, they haven't grown, and there's no adults in the show except for the exception of Eddie's older brother who showed up like once, and he's still like a teenager, like he's not even really an adult. Mm-hmm. And then there was like this whole thing of like all them being from different time periods or like different deaths and all that. So like Eddie's rich because he like died during the Great Depression, and like Jimmy died because of cancer.
Wait,
and
who's rich?
Eddie, right? Eddie's the short one.
Really? I didn't know he was rich. That's all.
No, not that he's rich. I'm saying like always trying to get money because he died during like the Great Depression or something like that. And like Jimmy died of like cancer, and like
I feel like I remember that one. Yeah.
Like a bunch of different like ideas like that, and like that's kind of why they all are the way that they are. And like Rolf died during like a farm period, like back then, like when there was like farms were like a big thing.
Well, they do all have very like unique personalities. Like,
yeah,
it's not like a normal thing. Like a teenager personality or a kid personality should be the way how they all are very different.
Yeah, that's true. So
I mean, you could say that about a lot of shows. I mean, a lot of shows that nobody ages. I mean, that's cartoon for you. So.
My theory behind that is that like that I kind of made up myself because I always think about it is. Because people always bring up like, oh, and like this Pokemon series, like, yo, Ash hasn't aged in like 20 years or whatever, this and that. Like, I see for the most part, every episode is like an actual day.
A day.
So like, if there's 365 episodes, he's only aged a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of see it.
That's really funny that you say that because I literally thought the exact same thing for Family Guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, Stewie's obviously a baby forever. Lois never ages. Meg, for some reason, the kids like Meg and Chris never like they haven't graduated college. Like they've just been in school this whole time, and I'm just like, how long has this show been running?
But Stewie's a little different though, because like there's a lot of episodes of Family Guy, and babies develop kind of rapidly.
Yeah.
So like a 3-month-old and a 6-month-old look completely different. And Stewie has not like
he's
budged.
Not changed. But you could also argue because they do have time traveling episodes. So it's kind of like you could probably say some shit about that. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, like it's weird. Like I was thinking the same thing though about Family Guy because I'm like, yo, this show's been on for so long. And then another thing that I was thinking about, I was like, they kind of are messing it up with not like making it accurate with the aging and stuff. years have passed due to the fact that they've had multiple holiday episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like you've had this Christmas episode, like this Halloween episode. So like you obviously see that the seasons.
It's been years. Like if you have 10 Halloween episodes or 10 whatever,
you're like okay, so now
Dewey's 10.
Yeah, he should be 10. So I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, that's just shit that I be peeping. I'm like, wow.
That'd be cool if a cartoon did that though. Like a long running one just showed them aging.
Yeah, they could. Like it would just had to be like a new show. Like, like you couldn't be like a Family Guy now and like do that now. It would have to be like a whole brand new show.
Yeah.
You do that now, people are gonna get so upset. What the hell? Why are you changing out the character? So
but that'd be dope to see like the different stages of one character, like in a long running show.
That'd be really cool though, also because it'll probably be a lot of money, but you'll have to hire like a lot of different voice actors for like aging. It'd just be somebody with a high voice for a kid and then just gets deeper and deeper. Well,
a lot of times the kids ones are usually women voices.
That's true.
And then you could just swap it over to like a male or like somebody like a male with a higher pitched voice. And then as they get like older.
But what's crazy about Family Guy is that a lot of like, what's his name? It's not Seth Green. I think
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, he does like 3 different voices.
Yeah, he does a bunch of them on his. He does like Brian and
So like,
he does Brian and Lois's dad because they're the same voice.
Yeah, him and the doctor because they actually have an episode where
they both
we
go back and forth.
They were like, they say we sound alike. He's like, I don't hear it. I don't hear it either. That's weird. And then they're just talking right to each other. I'm like, what is this? It's so stupid.
Yeah, but another one. This one is actually pretty. Like I think it's pretty dope because it almost sounds pretty valid. Mm. Is the fact that Disney's Aladdin, the animated one, takes place in the future.
Well, it's just because of like the magic carpet.
So basically, the idea is that like some of the dialogue in the movie, as well as the things you see in the film. So, the one theory is that like it's not really magic; it's just really advanced technology. Okay. So basically, like to compare it to make it make sense, like Genie is technically just like a very complicated Siri.
Okay.
So like he's just like a hologram or something like that. Like it's not really magic, but they just kind of call it that, and like it's whatever. So basically, it's just like advanced technology, and So the reason they say that is because in the film, the references they make. So basically, the idea is that
I can show you the world. So
it's kind of similar to like a WALL-E concept, like where like they like our time experienced like some type of apocalypse and then the world rebuilt itself and now it's back towards like Aladdin's time.
Okay.
Because he mentions like stars from our time. Like I forget what the exact references were, but like Genie morphs into certain celebrities that we know of from our time. And there's certain words that kind of like certain sentences that kind of mention at the fact that like, oh, like there's like some type like his fashion sense or something like that. It's like, oh, that's so like 2,000 years ago. Like it says stuff like that. So to make you think that like it's from the future. Also, somebody took a clip from the video game, the Aladdin video game, like from way back then. There's a part when like Aladdin's running through it, and in the background of one of the scenes that he's like the levels he's running through, there's a stop sign in the sand. Like a modern day stop sign.
Okay. Well, yeah.
You see?
Well, yeah, I would definitely. Okay, so not really, I guess, future, or maybe like I guess more present. I guess you would say probably. I don't know. But then again, that makes sense. But okay, so you're saying in the sand, so therefore where they're at could be
built over another civilization that used to be there.
Agrabah.
Yeah, which is kind of dope. And another part to it that's kind of like it could be attached to this or like separate, that the entire movie of Aladdin is the wish. It's not actually like playing out or like I know what you mean. Yeah. So like he's like, oh, like he's like, I can't make you fall in, like Jasmine make it fall in love with you, but like I can help you like along the way. So he's like, make me a prince. So the entire movie is the wish of him becoming a prince.
Yeah.
So he doesn't use any other wishes. That's only just that one, and it's showing you that wish coming into play. So it's similar to the idea of like, oh, like if he were like, when I watched this theory, somebody explained, it's like if you were a genie and I was like, oh, I wish I had a sandwich. the genie would just give like poof a sandwich. But if I tell you, I wish you would make me a sandwich, he would start the process of making a sandwich and then give me the sandwich. So he says, I wish you could make me a prince. So the whole movie is him performing the wish of making him a prince by, in the end, marrying Jasmine because she's a princess. I thought that was kind of dope.
But then at the end of the day, like, he also asks for other wishes during the movie. So then how would that play out?
It's still counting as another wish, but like that one wish is still hasn't been granted until the end of the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Makes sense.
Let's see. I think I got two more. Yeah. Two more. Okay. So this one's kind of like a little less in depth, but you remember like I've been watching it like since yesterday, but the OG Pokemon series that's on Netflix, like the Indigo League, like first series. Do you remember like that first episode when he first gets Pikachu? He's like riding his bike in a storm. Yeah. And he gets electrocuted and like all those Sparrow like attack him.
All the Sparrow, that's when they first fucking like become friends.
Yeah. So basically,
he was an asshole.
The theory is that since that moment, Ash Ketchum had been in a coma through the most of the series because of him getting beat up and electrocuted. And basically to explain that is like he's basically in a dream state. Because like, how does he magically, like he's 10 years old and he becomes like he's better than everybody else. Like he's never really trained. He just has his one Pikachu and he's so good at everything. Like he captures everything he wants. He gets like 2 gym leaders to basically lead him along. Team Rocket actually becomes a little bit nicer than they were in the first episode. Like they were a lot more like serious than they were along the rest of the way.
Jesse, James.
So they could become a lot more playful. And it's just like, everything's basically going his way. And it doesn't really explain why. And like he never rides his bike again in like the rest of the show.
Trauma.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of stuff just like that would only make sense in a dream type of state. And like Pikachu magically is his friend. Like everything just goes his way as if it were like in a dream.
Okay. I mean, you have heart to hearts with people when you do some shit. I mean, you're just like, oh, well, this happened. Yeah, that happened. I mean, hey.
There's a lot more like proof, like a lot of more things that they mentioned that I'm like forgetting, but like that's the gist of it. And I think they're kind of interesting. And then another one was about Scooby-Doo, like the OG Scooby-Doo. Basically saying there was like 2 theories. One, the fact that again, that they were all, the fact that they don't age, that they're all ghosts, like they're all dead. And 2, the theory is that like during this time that they're like hunting people down.
Yeah.
And like solving these mysteries is because it's like during the Great Depression time. Because you might remember this show is from like 1960, like the OG one.
Yeah.
It's like very old. And they're saying that like it's during this Great Depression time because all of the people that like were like monsters or like trying to like basically cause some type of trouble were trying to steal a form of money. Like all their plots were to get money in the end. And all these people in real life, like they were like, they always had held like a high position. Like they were like doctors, lawyers, like former millionaires. They're like, they were all trying to steal money.
Okay. Makes sense.
And then there was another theory that like they were actually on the run throughout the whole time. Like the reason they're always moving is because like they're being chased by like the police or something.
Hey, on the lam.
On the lam. That's an old ass thing.
On the lam.
Running from the law.
Yep. Nah. Scooby-Doo was that John though.
Facts.
Random teenagers fucking solving crimes. I don't get it.
You know, also another thing was funny is like from that last video we posted, I don't know if you peep like our TikTok or like our reels or anything, but like they like the debates of like which Pokemon, like which cartoon has been like you choose from has been getting a lot of love. Like one of our reels on Instagram has like 2,000 views, and people were debating Fairly Odd Parents versus Jimmy Neutron. And on TikTok I posted polls and stuff, and like the one about Chowder and Gumball, like somebody was in our comments like, yo, like nah, like they both fire, but like Chowder got my heart. Like I watched them more as a kid. Like everybody just like been really just been reading into it.
Yeah,
it's been dope.
It's just so modern. It's just like you can't beat it. It's so hard.
So yeah, it's been cool to see like, because I've been kind of like on point with like posting on TikTok and like IG reels to like help us out. and like to see people like be like, oh, this is true, or like this is hilarious. It's good to see. Gotta do more of those. I got another video in mind. I keep my on my phone. I got another video in mind for like a reaction, and I'm gonna see if I could put some stuff together so we can post it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna see. But we've been going for I think almost 40 minutes. I didn't keep track of time. But Mark, where can they find you and everything that you do?
Find me Instagram at ETC Marky Mark. You find me on Twitter at Marky Mark. You can also find me on Twitch at MC Marky Mark. Yeah, I had a stream yesterday. It was pretty lit. I saw that I went to the summary and it said the max views was 110 people. I was like, Jesus. Oh my God. I was like, what the hell?
You gotta peep your average for the month.
Yeah. And I was like,
because I might just boost the hell out your average.
Yeah, I was just like, shit. That was great. So appreciate everybody that came through there. Let's run it up again. So thanks everybody. Victor, where can I find you?
Like Steve from Blue's Clues, Space Cowboy.
What the what?
I have zero clue.
Victor, where can they find you at etc. at?
They find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, etc. Victor, etc. Stuff is real etc. on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all of that, and YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of it. Find us all in the same name. Emails real.etc@gmail.com. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Mark?
It's mail time. You saw the Blue Clues, John? I was like, it's Blue Clues? I'm like, whoa.
Don't judge what I was watching before I hopped on here. So now
I was watching Blue's Clues on his own time. He was like, yeah, that's my Steve. That's the only Steve I know.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.